Fast Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome to Southeast Louisiana. Folks, we are on the way to go into town. I hadn't been there. Well, it's going on 3 weeks, I think, since I've even been there. I kind of overlooked that yard a lot, even though I'm not very far from it on the way home from work, but it's so hot when I get off of work, I don't really feel like opening it up at that point. And there's really nothing to do in that yard. Everybody was set, and I put some extra boxes on, and they were just gathering honey. The other colonies, I made sure they had space at the time, and we'll just hope they're fine. Really not a reason to go in them when everything is going on and everybody was doing well. But then again, I was in the midst of the flow, or really as the flow was winding up when I went by there last, and you know, they shouldn't have swarmed. Swarming should have been over because the small ones had space and the large ones had space, so who knows. All I'll do there is, I do know when I left there last time, I had a lot of honey on hives, like full boxes of honey, which is a good thing. And I added a couple 5-frame nukes on top just to make space on a couple big ones. So I don't know. We'll see what happened. Hopefully they still have plenty of honey out there. At the time, there's probably about 8 to 10 boxes of honey. It's June 29th, by the way. And this morning I was out pulling honey. Started around 8:30, wrapped up around 10:30. Took about 2 hours. Knocked out a dozen supers with the Hive Lifter. Put them on a trailer. Went pretty quick, actually. Just fume, move, fume, move, fume, move. Put lids back on. Put them in the honey house. Easy morning, hot morning. It was 90 when I finished up at 10. It's about 94 now on the thermometer here. So it's a good hot one, but we're not going to spend a lot of arduous time in these. I'm just going to pop some lids and see what's going on. Take a look at the fronts. Not really, you know, if I have to inspect one or two, maybe, but I think we look at populations and honey boxes and we move on. Because next week I want to come out here and get the honey off and get it in buckets. Let's go see what's going on in this yard. While I'm driving over there, you guys can go ahead and take a look at some video I shot this morning pulling boxes. And I'll meet y'all out in the bee yard. Ooh, folks, another hot one. It is June 29th, and I'm fuming some colonies. You can tell they're getting fumed. They don't like it. But I'm going to start pulling from some of these crowded colonies. Got 2 fuming over there. These 2 fuming, and just going to pull another 8 to 10 boxes today. And then next week we pull them all. Pretty much everything, unless it's just something I want to leave for space. This one's too high, so I have to slide it forward. It still might not reach. The B3 lifter would reach this, so something I wish I'd have done if I could do it over again. Get the B3. Go all the way to the top and see if I can grab it. Yeah. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. All right, there we go. Yeah, the B2 would have prevented this. Yeah, the B3 would have prevented this. I don't know why I keep saying that. Try this one again. It's like rain clouds. Oh yeah, that got him. Still a pile of them in there, actually. I must have missed them. They're just hanging out in that one spot. I don't know why so many are hanging out in there. I guess it's just a packed colony. Doesn't look like it on the front, but out back there's a pile of bees. All right, well, we got half our boxes. Maybe we'll get 10 today, I don't know. Feeling good. It's hot, but feeling good. The lifter does make things easier. Slower, but easier. I'll take it. Ooh, pretty box. Lots of bees still. Had a tough time getting those out. They're on that honey that's not capped, maybe too much smoke. They decided they were trying to gorge themselves. I don't know, but there's a lot of bees. Just didn't want to leave. Still a few in there. I hate for the honey house to get full of bees, because first of all, it's sickening to watch them die slowly because you can't get them out of there. Even with a bee escape that I tried through a window, it didn't work. Got 3 more to get over here. That'll be 8. Still got 2 more to get on the other stands, 2 or 3 more. Might get 12 today. I don't know. Day's going pretty easily so far, so. If there was a lot of honey coming in or any significant source, you wouldn't have all this going on right here. That's just bees helping cool and hang out because there's nothing to really go get. Later this afternoon it'll slack up a little bit because they'll go get water. The water runs usually start around 1, but there's not a lot of coming and going on these colonies because they're done. They're done with the flow. That's why I'm confident now getting them broken further down and further down. Next week, actually the holiday weekend, I'll be spending my time out here just getting supers off. May not have the time to use the Hive Lifter because actually I'll today get 10 more. Holy cow. That'd be almost 40, 39 boxes. So that makes a nice dent in it. Just in this yard alone, just in this little corner, it's 21. There's another at least 10 that way. There's 10 in town. Oh my goodness. And there's 4 next door, I think. No, 6 or 8 next door. Yeah, I might have to call in the cavalry. Well, that's a wrap for this week. There's 12 there. That top one, that's 13th, is not full. It's got 3 frames in it. Weak colony, just pulled it off. All right, folks, glad you could join me out here. Hope you enjoyed the harvest. I think we got problems out here. I don't think it's problems with the producers. That one looks good. There's my nuke setup. I threw some tape across there, kind of keep the water out until they could propolize it. But this colony right here, I need to get a weed eater out here, don't I? This colony right here, well, there's bees, but it was a virgin queen I had put in here. This wasn't one of the normal ones where I requeened them all, and she was struggling, and it looks like she still might be struggling. But anyway, we'll see. I'll pop the lid and just look. This was the nuke that was struggling, and 3 or 4 weeks ago I put them in this 10 frame, and they got bees on the front. So let's look in these supers real quick, see what we got. This one obviously is packed out. They're hitting the top entrance. I want to see if they did anything with this. They were so loaded up with bees. And when there's not a lot of bees gathered, it means they could be out getting nectar. Nope, none on the back. Let's look. I don't know if I'm going to go in the back or not. They're tearing down a building back there. He said they were going to do that, and they just now looks like they're getting to it. So I don't know. They got an excavator running back there. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to mess too much with them. This doesn't look good. I would expect to see bees up here. It's all glued down. It's so mold in the corner. I hate telescoping covers. But no, it's a full box of honey and a few bees, so it's going to need to be coming off. Man, I ought to take a day. I didn't bring any kind of fume board with me or anything. All right, so I'm going to come out this week and probably get this. Maybe a day after work, I'll bring my truck to work, and I'll come get it. That's a full box of honey there. I'm sure this one's full. Yep, that's a full 10 frame. Now these are the ones that came out of the EFB deal, and they could have swarmed. Look, they could have swarmed during the flow. I don't know. They grew up really quick after we got them well. I wouldn't imagine they swarmed because they're new queens. I just can't imagine a new queen growing up into the flow, taking off. But again, never say never with bees. But maybe she's already just shut down. Maybe the flow stops earlier here. Sometimes it does. Some years it doesn't. I don't know. Well, that's good. There's 2 boxes of honey I need to get. This was our nuke. I think this is the one that started it all when it comes to disease. Let's see what they look like. They look awful, in my opinion. I mean, they're spread out across frames, but they just look awful. I guess I should open them up and look. There's no brood down there. So the queen took off. She laid like crazy in the nuke. The nuke was packed with like 3 or 4 frames of brood. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get them in a deep. And so I did, and I'm looking down there. I don't see any capped brood. And I did put a kind of a mutant virgin in here that I had an incubator, so I don't know. Who knows? Because they didn't do anything. She should at least have brood in here. And they don't. They just got some nectar and some pollen, some bee bread. They're actually light on stores. So they gathered nothing during the flow. No, there's some brood. Never mind. So there's some cap brood. That's good. But it's not the best looking. But sometimes just having a queen in there so you can at least get them through winter. That's always a plus. I mean, and there's plenty of larvae and eggs. She's in there. I don't think it's too promising, but let's look at another frame, then we're going to close it. I don't want to get so hot out here. Yeah. I mean, where she's got the brood, it's not awful. The next frame looks actually a little bit better. Well, at least I got a laying queen in here. This will overwinter. They'll definitely overwinter. All right, we'll put them back together. This one looks bad. I don't know. Let's look at it. Let's very quickly just take a look. Yeah, that's a poor looking colony. They're all spread out to the edges. If they were queenless, I wouldn't have just left them to die. I would have combined them or something. So me just leaving them out here, they had to have been okay. Not great. Let's see. Yeah, they're queenless. I'm saying that, but they just don't look right. They're queenless. For whatever reason, she didn't make it. And they're not laying worker. But they're loud. They're not calm on the, like guarding any type of brood. They're not polishing any cells for a queen. Let's see what I said on the notes. Oh, I know what happened. Never mind. I know what happened. I know what happened. Never mind. I know what happened. I didn't come back and check. That's what happened. I got it. I'll explain it in just a second. Let me put it back together. Got to combine it and here pretty quick, so we don't get wax moths and all in here as they weaken up, because they're not going to get any bigger. They're only going to die out more. I know what happened. This thing was loaded with bees too. Now I remember. I looked at my note. Okay, I remember what happened that one. I looked at my note and I said virgin queen released. That was on, oh man, 4:30, around the beginning of May. And I wrote, she might have flown. Because what happened, I was releasing all these other ones, and all of a sudden, a bunch of bees flew up, and I saw her in the cage. When the bees flew up, I looked at them. I didn't think much about it. And then I looked, and the cage was empty. I looked down, I didn't see her anywhere on the frames. And I think she flew up. And I said, well, so I stood still like you should do. It's what I was taught you should do, is stand still, just let everything calm down and let them go back in. And a lot of times she'll fly back. And I said I needed to come back and check, and I never come back and check. I wasn't even thinking, because this thing was loaded with bees. And they had, you know, they were around the cage, looked like they were on it. They weren't acting crazy with her there. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if she flew away. So obviously she did. They didn't ever have a queen. I'm surprised they're not laying worker by now. But I'm going to need to combine them, because as they weaken up, we're going to lose that comb. So what I may do is combine them with that nuke. I'm not going to do it now, though. I got to get out of here. I'm going to do it when I come back and take this honey. I'm just going to bring a piece of newspaper with me. I'm going to lay it on there. I'm going to put them on top. And whoever is left will go back wherever they need to go back. Oh gosh, I need to do that now. Why would I wait? Well, because I got the honey. That's what I'm gonna do. I need to do it now. Oh well, let's do it now. I guess I just didn't want to get this too much involved today. I hope this queen takes. She's substandard and all, but I want her to carry my colony through winter so I can requeen her later. Oh well. But I need to do this. I mean, you're out here, you might as well do it. I'll put this on here for now. It's pretty, that's the problem today. It's just been no wind whatsoever. So it shouldn't blow it off. Oh, it's hot with no wind. It's gonna be a triple with this gigantic box of honey on top. It's just, oh, this is gonna get crazy. Thing is, there's probably not a ton of nurse bees in here, and all the field bees are going to come back to the original entrance, and there won't be a hive here. So what they'll end up doing is going to one of the hives next door. This should get them stirred up pretty good, because I'm having to loosen this box up. Let's throw this on here. Alright, let's throw their box on top of them. That way we give them the bees back. Anyway, my goodness. That is heavy. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of honey. Whew. I'm concerned about this one with the blue box. It looks weak. Shouldn't have. It was a new queen. I can't imagine she swarmed. I don't know. I mean, she could have. I'm not saying she couldn't, but I just can't imagine she would have. All right, let's cover these up. All right, then we got this one. This was a box that was put back on for the tallow flow. It yielded in the privet. We harvested it and we brought it back out here and put it back on. And let's see what they've done with it. They filled it all the way up. That's what they've done with it. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of honey down there. I just broke a bunch of bridge comb with honey. Let's see what it looks like underneath. I hate spilling this honey, but I want to look at this other box because it looks like a new box. Let's see if they filled it out. Sure they did, but... Oh, sorry bees. There was bees on the lid. Oh yeah, it's filled out. Alright, I saw what I wanted to see. Let's put this inner cover back on. Alright, so we got 2 boxes to come get out here off of this one. So there's going to be 10 more boxes out here. And what did this contraption do? Now, there's no guarantee that they put anything in these little nuke boxes. I wasn't planning on them necessarily. Like, I wasn't counting on it. I just did it because I knew the flow was getting close to ending out here. Again, it kind of ends a little bit sooner out here. It starts sooner and it ends sooner. But I said, well, let me at least give them some space. And so I look in here and... My goodness. They filled them. They went up in this nuke and filled them. So that's 1, 2, yeah, all 5. The outsides aren't all the way filled out, but that's all right. So they at least got half of it full. And again, they won't cap now. They'll dry that, and I'll dry it, and they'll dry it. We'll all dry it. And it won't get capped, but it'll be cured enough. So that means that below you, under my half lid, I should see some. Yeah, that's full of honey. All right. Well, that answers my question. This box here, I don't know where this came from. This is Mr. Ed's box. Somebody said on the comments what this box was. I don't know if it was like a flow hive. What did they say it was? A Vivor, maybe? I don't know. Mr. Ed gave it to me. I don't know how you... Can you see in here? I don't know. Do I really want to open it? Oh, no, that goes straight to the bees. There's no glass. Sorry, bees. I squished one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these nukes. And I've got one set up back there. Let's look at the ones where they're working. So if y'all remember anything, there was an old shed here. He told me they were going to tear it down, and he asked if it would hurt the bees. He was worried about the bees. I said, no, might be good for them to be in cabs in case they come too close, but I don't think it hurt them. And they've gotten right by them, but them bees ain't going to hurt them bees at all. That hive there is packed. Look at it. It's got bees coming out of a little hole. So I have no doubt this one's full the same way. I don't know what this one did. I put an extra super on it. They don't have a lot of bees on the front. I'm just going to look in the top real quick. Holy moly, they got honey up here, guys. This is just an extra super to give them some room to breathe. That's a nice frame of honey. Let's put that back. Hive Lifter definitely isn't going to reach out here. They went all the way down with it. Good gracious, yep. Like this box ain't all the way full. This one, but these are. Oh, it smells so good too. This one's not all the way full, but I kind of knew it. That's got some odd frames in it. Some more stuff that Mr. Ed had run across, and he don't use mediums. He gave it to me. It's just got some weird no-name foundation, and I waxed it real well, but they just don't draw it real well. But everything else is full. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll say a half. I know these two are going to be full. That's 5, 6, plus the ones we have out there. So we got a full harvest to do out here, plus the nuke. This colony I'm not worried too much about. This, I let a virgin go in it. I think she was laying, but it had its issues. It was honey bound. I put some extra frames in it to clean it up and open it up, but there's no telling. I had given them some frames. I gave her like 4 or 5 frames to lay in because they were honey bound in the top and they had just pollen on the bottom, so I cleaned a lot of that out. I gave him that queen. I want to say she started laying, and that's when I added the frames. I don't remember. Would it kill me to read my notes? She's got brood in here. It's not pretty. Awful brood pattern. Another. And now this queen, she should have been good, and I don't know. She should have been a good queen. There's some all the larvae looks good. It's just a bad pattern. She was a good pearly white larvae. She's still laying. Well, it's good. But she came from a good, reputable source, and I don't know. It could be a few things. Maybe it could be mites. They also ran out of space. They're putting in nectar into those holes. I mean, it could be a number of things, but in the end, there's brood. So I'm gonna get out of here. They're already probably agitated with the equipment running. They'll be okay. They'll be okay for winter. We'll get them requeened again. Whew. Well, guys, I'm gonna get this video wrapped up. It's hot. It's only 93 now, though. It was 94, so it cooled off. You can see I got plenty of honey to harvest out here. The bees out here aren't as robust as at home. 2 didn't look good. I got 8 out here, so 6 are doing well. They're loaded. Although 1, I don't understand why there's not so many bees in there, but when I opened it to check the honey stores, there were bees all over the honey further down. But that colony didn't have a lot of bees. And I find it odd that she was requeened and released end of April, and she turned around and was laying in a couple weeks and built up for the flow and built all that honey. It's just odd for them to swarm with a new queen that built up into the honey flow and peaked at the honey flow and then wound down. So maybe she's already shut down. Maybe they did swarm. I don't know. It's just unusual for that to happen. It's not a regular occurrence because they were managed and peaked at the right time. But, you know, never say never with bees. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your support. It's Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later.